the time here, play the heals properly, they can potentially just whittle them down, and it looks like that's what they're doing. Medico and Namtak on such little HP, just trying so hard to capture off, but it looks like they've done it. They've got the first round, and I think that is the first round.
No, that's the second round. We are well behind zeFrosty.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, we're a few minutes behind. Just to give you, paint you a picture, stream, we are 6 minutes behind. It's 24 minutes left on the clock, and it's 1-1. So, you know, we haven't missed the game. You know, better late than never. So this is quite a game, though. If you can see that Bro is actually standing up against nerdRage.
Yeah, it's good to see this, actually. I mean, before we were kind of thinking nerdRage coming in 5-0 the last team both times, but onto this mid, and it looks like Dream is already down. nerdRage are playing so passive in their choke here. They're just letting them come to their aggression, and it looks like they're playing it very well, taking down... Oh my god, no, it's completely gone the opposite way. Blade, Medico, and Korvac have all gone down, and it's just Ombrak and Neo to survive. They're hightailing it out of there, and it looked like it was really good for them at the start. Dream goes in, sacks early, and they get the early advantage on that pick, but I don't know, they just didn't put any aggression onto the enemy team after that, and it's drove them all the way back to their last again. If Red team play their cards right, they're going to be able to maybe clean up this round and take it to 2-1.
If they can get any points off of nerdRage here, it would really skew these this group stage. If they can get some of the easier matches, maybe get that first seed, sneak it, perhaps it will play wonders for them for their playoff stage. Because it's not just the first place prize here, zeFrosty, there's also a second place and a third place prize as well, and it's quite the difference between all of them. So they're going to want to scrape as many points as they can.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any win is going to be shooting them up here, and it looks like now that we're thinking about plays that they could potentially make, there's Blade on the sniper, but we also have the Spy of Dream, who's just kind of sitting up on this last here. Spying onto everyone, trying to see what he can find where Blade is on. He's aggressively peeking through lower in the lobby, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there. The spam from Brocante is really just completely shoving him out, and I think it's really down to Dream to make the play for his team. He's right behind Ombrak right now. So
one small step for Spy, one giant possible leap for Bro.
Anything that he does here could potentially give away his position, but if he gets onto that crucial pick of Ombrak, then this could be really good for him. He's
he decides to go for the sniper?
Yeah.
Okay, well, sniper down. He's trying to fire off the last few dying shots, and he will go down. Yeah. But it's a bit of a question mark there for zeFrosty. I don't know why they were going for the spy pick.
Yeah, that's a questionable play. I mean, I guess he was kind of sitting there not doing a whole lot for quite a while, and he thought maybe one pick is better than nothing, but either way, they have actually brought up a sniper of their own, so Blade and Clem are going to be doing that good old sniper joust, trying to see who can get the crucial pick first. I mean, it's so hard to pick, to push off of even one pick as sniper, because if you get that one kill and then everyone pushes in, you have to hit all your headshots to be as effective as a scout would be in that push, and even after they've buffed like the scout movement speed with the medic, even though Clem does go down here, it's kind of a bit difficult for them, but oh my god, Korbak's gone down as well, and that's a really good pick for them actually. They can deny the spam, and Dream is trying to get in onto the medic, but he gets nothing out of it, unfortunately.
Wow, the SMG steal. Don't see that every day, but yeah, they're still going to keep rocking Blaze, see if you can find these picks here and there. It's a very proactive way of kind of making sure that Bro don't dictate the rest of the game. I mean, if they really wanted to, they could just grind it out, but it's a bit too risky at this early stage of the game. Still 20 minutes left. They get the free pick on the door. It was a bit not the wise of Namtak's positioning, and they will just force out the Uber, back off for now, see if they can get maybe a pick off. And Elikor stepped a bit too far forward. He does serve it, and he just serves into them. Take the aggression straight to Ombrak, slaps him in the face with a pipe. Thank God for Korvac, thank God for Medico cleaning up these players. Alien does pick up the random Korvac kill, and they will clean him up, but that could have been a lot worse. That could have been a lot better.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate there from Ombrak getting caught out there, but it sort of initiated the aggression from all his team to sort of just get in and fight, and they're sort of proving there within that fight that they have superior DM, and they were able to pick up Raph after that as well, so they will have a slight Uber advantage. It's nothing special, it's something like 10%, but I think they're going to be wanting to try and push through this choke. I mean, they've got one player advantage, but Medico and Neo are going down on this, so it's really not working out in their favor at all, and they're just going to have to
oh my god,
up.
Ombrak doesn't know about this Demo Man that's behind him, but Elikor's dived so deep that he's kind of given his position away. Where's the rest of team? Team, where are you? And now they're trying to flood in. They do get the pick onto Korvac, but They just need to all push across as a unit now. Dole actually finds a pick onto Namtak as well. That's an excellent pick for them to maybe make this second push as well. With the Demo Man down, those doorways are going to be clear for those dry pushings into last.
Yeah, that's definitely something they're going to be wanting to work off of. It's kind of unfortunate that Elcor isn't up at the moment, because it's really useful to get those stickies on the point and have your scouts sack there, but they're just getting in. They're aggressing right onto the combo, just trying to go face deep, but Clem and Dream both go down, and it looks like they were just kind of doing a two-man sack there. Raf still has his Uber, Ombrak has his Uber, and I think they're just going to be waiting for these two sacks to come up and potentially have a sniper of Clem. I've seen him sniping quite a wee bit throughout this LAN, and hopefully he can make some sort of effect.
Oh, they're dedicating the Uber to actually blocking this out, but Ombrak has his own Uber, so he's just going to counter back, and they need to try and get this medic out. He will reach the safety. He catches a pipe on the way though. Ooh. Nipple hairs away maybe from catching that other pipe. Raf will live to tell the tale, and they get a bonus kill. That overextending Neo, who really wanted Raf down, but he did stay alive at the end. No Uber advantage for neither team though after that exchange, and they're trying to make the choke push happen again. Deja vu, this is just what happened before. Oh, a nice little crossbow cleanup by Raf. Stylish indeed, but they tried to make that choke push before, and they just got minced and got pushed all the way back. Hopefully they can do the little recovery of what they did last time though.
Yeah, I think the idea behind it was that they'd got two picks on the flank, so they thought they could just burst through choke and potentially get their flank to come around and clean up any damage that they've done, but they've not been able to do it. And it does look like Brocante are trying to get in through this, trying to get through the choke, but unfortunately they've just had to back off. They've got no real positioning in there, and the position from nerdRage is so much better. They've got all the height advantage, and they've really got and plus they have Uber advantage, so, or Uber charge, sorry, not advantage. But yeah, they're going to have to engineer some sort of pick, and it looks like that's what Dream is trying to do, sort of jumping in through that choke and trying to see if he can get anything.
I mean, they want to engineer a pick, but they did get a pick on Blade earlier, but they didn't just really act upon it. They just really sat back, and they do throw out a bomb to Ombrak's general air direction, but doesn't really find any rockets onto him. So it's just going to go back to a stalemate for now.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of an overzealous sort of bomb on there. He went super high, and both the scouts of Blade and Neo were right positioned well around Ombrak that they could just completely deny that bomb. There was absolutely nothing that he could really get out that without just hitting it every single rocket, but even then he would have maybe even got a soldier at best, which would have just been an even trade, and it continued the stalemate. But yeah.
Man, I feel absolutely embarrassed, zeFrosty, because I said earlier at the beginning of this tournament, wow, these teams don't really have like many snipers, like real snipers amongst them, and all I've seen so far is Clem playing sniper, Blade playing sniper. It just seems like an active part of the game that you'll never go away. Elacor, that's a big pick, so now they can realistically make that choke push happen again. Callback will die for the cause though, making space for his team, and you actually see is that Alien just pushing through the line. Oh, Raf tried to save him but couldn't reach him in time. It's just too fast for Raf to actually get on top of him. Raf will not do a nice little surf, but Medico chases after him, finishes off the kill onto him as well. There is a back cap going on during all this, and it will bring back a number of players over on the side of nerdRage, so they won't cap that midpoint quite as quickly as they were hoping for, and this will give them a chance over on Bro to set up their second defense.
Yeah, I think this was a really good play from Clem there to try and sort of delay the cap and maybe get the back cap, because they do have that Uber advantage, but they're just going to take it through PC. They've got like no worries here. They know that they have this full Uber advantage against the enemy team. There's a sniper in forward trying to get some sort of pick, but he's going to have to backspawn eventually. I think they're still a wee bit sort of sheepish about whether or not he's in there, but I don't think I think they'll eventually move on.
I mean, yeah, if I was him, I would have stayed there for like the long con. I think eventually he could have got a nice little wrap around all the way, but he decides against it. Better safe to just go all the way back. They'll actually get picked off by Blade on the sniper, so there's
Blade.
your entry pick. They even take out the sentry gun as well. There's free cap time. Yeah. Nobody's blocking it. That is the second round for Top 5 Rocket, or should I say nerdRage.
Yeah, that was really good from them. They sort of got that pick on to Doll from the bottom left with Blade's sniper, and they just played the point perfectly. Everyone was all clumped up top trying to sort of hate the Uber charge, but they didn't even need to use it. They kind of just walked in, and that was that was that. But on this mid, I'm going to watch Namtak, seeing what kind of effect he can do. You see the high bomb coming out of goal, but he gets completely denied. Absolutely nothing he can do there. He's doing very well. Just playing around his team, getting those good stickies.
Callback flank, they don't know about it. Here he comes like a cannonball. Look at all this damage he's laid into them, and they still don't know what's going on. Why am I losing health, says Bro. And now I'll tell you why. It's Callback with his fast little rollouts. Managed to squeeze himself behind and go for the massive big boy flank. They were bunkering themselves behind their own boxes, and it just made it too easy for Callback.
That was really good from him. He got so much damage onto the enemy team that they could just walk across it and clean up any damage that he'd done. And it was such a good distraction as well. Like, if all 5 of your players are shooting at one guy and he's still not dying, and he gets a pick, that's such a good mid. But Umbrak looks like he wants to take the super in with the scout. He's going in with Neo and Medico, trying to get some sort of pick, but they have to get the sentry down, which they have done very well. And they've got the pick onto Doll as well, and they're just going to take up top. I think they're going to try and get that height advantage, try and get those picks, and just work out the long con. They're really taking their time on this push, and it seems to be working out for them. The health on red team is so low right now. Umbrak is just throwing away crossbows, and that is it. Yeah, the cleanup there in the end, just very strong from nerdRage. They played it so efficiently. Like, you could see that they knew exactly what they were doing there.
Yeah, it was almost kind of styling on them at the end there. There was an opportunity where they could have capped that point off and finished the round a little bit sooner, but they were like, you know what, no, we want to just punch them while they're down. So, yeah, they're going to go to another mid-fight. This will be our 5th mid-fight of the game so far. It's been quite action-packed. There's still 13 minutes left in here, and I'm interested to see what Callback cooks up this time. He's delayed his bomb, and he's not going to go for the huge wraparound play. And, oh, actually, yes, he is. He's just doing a delayed wraparound play, but maybe Bro can capitalize off this. But they don't even need Callback. Callback has just come back. It's like, hey, guys, I'm here to contribute. Oh, everyone's dead.
Yeah, the combo of nerdRage just really didn't even need him to do that big bomb again. They've just played that so well. They got all the damage that they needed, and that was it. Pretty much over from the start. They just seem to have really figured out what the enemy team have really been trying on these mids, and they've been countering it really well. So, and that's, again, this is the full uber advantage that they're going to be taking into this process last time. I mean, last time we saw them take a scout and a soldier through one, but I think this time it looks like they're shaping up to go in far right, and they have used that uber charge. A massive bomb coming out from Namtak, trying to get onto Elokar, and once that demo man goes down, they're just going to play this point, and they should be able to do it. I mean, the health on red team is looking so good though, so if they just kind of play it right, then they could really easily defend this. But Namtak is up top. He's trying to get so much damage, and he's just playing the point. Oh my!
What a nice direct!
Incredible, absolutely incredible. But oh no, it's not enough. Oh no, it's only Neo alive, and it looks like it's going to be only a sliver left on that cap. But yeah, good job.
Check that man's PC. Those rockets look pretty heat-seeking to me. Dear me. But yeah, I guess just faff around a little bit too much, feeling themselves over on nerdRage. I mean, they did get that early demo man pick, and I thought it was going to be Tatters from there, but they just didn't really coordinate their overall aggression. It doesn't really seem like they were focusing on the point either. They were, again, just chasing those frags like before. May have worked the first time, but it didn't work the second time. Yeah,
it looks like they're trying to take this midpoint, but Doll and Elokar have gone down. Alien is kind of on his own in this choke here, and Raph has just hightailed it out of there. I mean, I don't know what they were trying to do there, but they've just completely been crushed trying to get in here. And Umbrak goes down! Oh, Dream with a massive bomb onto Umbrak. That's really going to turn things around if they can.
Raph also died as well, trying to back out. The chase from Namtak did find him, so it was all for naught. They're going to get this second point anyways. I mean, they can't really convert this round too much without Raph or Umbrak, so yeah, just going to wait, I believe, for now.
Yeah, I think Dream kind of made the most of a bad situation there, I guess. I did see all the players go down for the rest of his team, but he definitely putting in the work that they are needing right now. It does kind of look like Elokar is trying to... No, he's just kind of setting up a little trap in one, see if he can maybe get some sort of free pick on there, but it does look like we're just in a good old-fashioned stalemate here.
Alright, so 10 minutes left on the clock for Bro. I mean, it's very doable, and it shows they've got it in them. That hope, they have to just hold the scoreboard every now and then, and Bro just need to look at it. It's like, we could do one round, guys. Surely we can do it again.
Yeah, if they've been able to do it once, they definitely can. I think, I mean, despite it being nerdRage doing so well, I think they've definitely sort of holding their own, keeping in this game. I think the person I'm watching now is Clem. He's on that sniper, looking in through lobby, trying to see if he can get any picks. Korvac actually, I think, gets a headshot onto him there and going down to very low amounts of HP, but unfortunately not able to. There's no one really aggressively peeking in lobby to clean up those frags.
He stepped his way out, but he's had to fight off against an alien and a, I believe that was Dahl as well. So just kind of walking into the doorway there. I think it was just a mere distraction for Korvac, but he still couldn't find anything. It's just way too hard of a map to find that they can bomb into when it comes to these sack players on Bullet Process. It looks like they won't make the push out to second though. They're just going to back off for now. They even lose Dream. Korvac still contributing to his team.
Yeah, we saw Dream actually got all the way behind in sewer there, trying to sort of get on to any sort of pick that he could, but it does look like nerdRage are going to try and come off of that. They're peeking very aggressively here. You can see they've not really committed to that push, but they were just trying to see if they could get any spam, but they've taken so much damage in the process that they're just going to have to back out again. It's kind of unfortunate for them. Medical going down to I think about 30 HP, and they just cancelled that push completely. I mean, yeah, it was good from Raph though to sort of make sure that he dodges all the spam and not accidentally pop off his Uber, which I think they were probably trying to go for, but that's not worked out for them this time.
I think if you're nerdRage round about now, you're feeling pretty happy. I mean, you've got the power play position where you're 2 rounds up, a very cushy feeling, and 8 minutes left on the clock. It's okay to do these very non-committal, no risk plays where if it doesn't work out, we can just reset things back and know that if we just wait long enough, the time will favour us and we'll win the game despite it. But bro, they need to be a lot more proactive. I know they've got the sniper around about now, but I think they need to get just a bit more proactive. Play for the win, don't play for not losing sooner.
Yeah, nerdRage actually have got both their soldiers coming in here. Korvac is hitting some nasty shots onto that soldier there. Dream going down, he's gone up top and he's getting onto Raph. Oh no, and they're just playing the point, and that means Raph's had to force off his Uber. Umbrak hasn't even had to pop it off yet, but he does eventually onto Korvac, but this Uber is so much better for them. If they do not kite it well enough, then nerdRage are going to be able to convert this round, and they do. They just play the point. Everyone's hightailed it away from the Uber, and that just means the point's free for the capture.
4-1. Mercy Rule is coming up, lurking, but I know we've seen bigger comebacks in TF2 happen, and you never know where you were until these comebacks happen. So bro, they need to dig deep and dig right now if they want to make it happen. Let's see what they do on this mid. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately they're Dream and not quite hitting the rollout that he's supposed to. He does make a big bomb across. They've just got both their soldiers into the PC here, and they're going to be relaunching, but everyone else is kind of dying, and it looks like nerdRage get their demo man and soldier down. That was really good from the soldiers there, actually, the coordination. And Dream is hitting some fat shots onto Blade there. Takes him down to such low HP so his team can sort of clean it up for him, but that was really good from him there. That's good awareness and just great DM. Alright, so they will win that out slowly, but that seemed more like a throw to me to nerdRage. It seemed the person that did the most damage to nerdRage there was themselves. I saw Korvac actually did such, he did like the double bomb and then just ended up shooting the ground and killing himself off. Bro easily cleaned that up, and from there could have just dominoed the numbers. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we are kind of just a bit of an Uber v Uber stalemate classic situation. It looks like the Brocante are trying to sort of get through this choke. They have sent in Dream, but he's gone launched so high because of the sticky bombs there. Blade cleaning him up, and if they're going to play this right, I think they're just going to... Looks like they're shaping up to try and just walk through this choke here, actually, which they have. I mean, oh my god, Korvac has gone up so high in the air, and he barely gets taken down. He was so close to being able to get out there, and if he was able to get out, that could have been really good for nerdRage. They could have easily pushed off of that, but unfortunately for them, he's back to the respawn queue. And actually, we do see Dream. He's come up on the spy, so it'll be interesting to see what they're going to try and do with that. Smashing that player switch button like no other. He will come back as... Oh wait, no, I thought he was going to do the whole shenanigans where he like shows a sniper and... But he's actually bumped into a scout. Wow, yeah. That didn't last long. That's going to be a bit demoralizing. Yeah, I think a good rule of playing spy is to not stand on a health pack that the enemy is going to take 100% of the time. But that does mean that Korvac is actually launching in here, just causing so much distraction that both the scouts can go in. Yeah, Raph is actually being killed. They were all looking at Korvac jumping about, that they've just been able to take him down, and now
yeah, they've just really cleaned up off of that. That was really good from Korbach. I really like that play.
I think he really didn't want to pop there, obviously, because he did just give up the drop instead. I think knowing that if he did pop there, they would have just won out the fight because Ombrak had his own Uber packed away, and it would have just been a slow descent across the mid-fight. But they will have to give up the second surely now because of that Uber charge and how scary it is for Bro. So they will spam off a few things here and there, just back off. But, oh, actually, a pop-off. I think somebody forced him off. I think that was Dahl.
Yeah, it was Dahl. It was really good for him there to sort of get that Uber, but it kind of looks like it's been a blessing in disguise for nerdRage, because it just means that they have to get in there, and they've just cleaned up all of the frags that they needed to, and that's them taking that fifth round. I mean, it was a good play from Dahl, but if there was... I mean, the rest of his team was such low health that since nerdRage were forced to go into that sort of play, there was nothing they could do there. They had no way of sort of kiting about, surfing damage. They just died.
See, nerdRage, you didn't need the Uber charge. You just had to believe this entire time.
It's amazing what you can do when you believe.
Well, 4 minutes left. I mean, 4 rounds up as well. It is not looking good, and I think it's almost mathematically impossible. We're going to start hitting trash time here soon.
Yeah, 3 minutes left, 4 rounds to get, unless they make something happen here, which is not looking likely. Almost a complete wipe so far. Only Dahl and Clem alive. I don't know where Dahl went, but Namtak getting that crucial pipe onto him, stop him from doing any shenanigans onto Ombrak and trying to slow the game down. But yeah, that's looking like it. 3 minutes left on the clock, 4 rounds. It's looking unlikely.
And I bet people are thinking, like, what were they smoking over on teamfortress.tv, picking this map over the other map? But I don't know, man, it was a difficult choice. First seed versus third seed, second seed versus fourth seed. It seemed quite a coin toss-up, but you know, I wanted to see a little bit more of nerdRage. I was a bit worried that we wouldn't get our nerdRage fix, basically, if we didn't throw them in as well. And it just goes to show, it's an example of how terrifying of a team they are coming into this game. But, I mean, on the bright side of things, this is just the playoff stages. They could beef it at the most important time of the tournament, and that's the playoff, baby. Yeah,
I mean, it looks like they're going to take this mercy rule, sort of spare Brocante of any more painful rounds coming in there. But yeah, that was really good from nerdRage. I think they definitely know their stuff, and they played that really well.
All right, well, we are back. I mean, it's almost like we had no delays. I think just watching a nerdRage here and there, nerdRage game here and there, they just quickly like bring the schedule back to normal. So how very kind of them. I have actually got a load of logs and stuff ready. So in the meantime, I need to get that all up and sorted. But who was your MVP for this game, zeFrosty?
I mean, it's got to be Korbach, to be honest. I mean, he's just been playing so well throughout the whole thing. I mean, despite the fact that, I mean, you see here on the scoreboard, Blade is putting up some massive numbers. He's really carrying his team in terms of like getting the frags. But I think that Korbach, the way he's playing, is just allowing the rest of his team to get in that aggression and just do so much for him. And it's really impressive to see what he's doing.
Behold, I bring you logs. Right, we didn't have them before, but we have them now. We're improving here at teamfortress.tv. So we do like to look at the map every now and then, just not only tear these players apart in game, but also out of game as well. Is there anything jumping out at you?
I mean, you got to look at the KD of the scouts on this side of nerdRage.
Okay, I could go to this page. I get to control everything. So much finally, we get a say in this. So we get to the KD of who? Neo?
Of the scouts, yeah. I think just both of them are doing really well, and they're sort of staying around. Like Neo, especially, looking there, he's only got 9 deaths, and Blade as well, 13 deaths. It's not too much for a scout. I mean, if you're doing that much damage, pumping out frags and staying alive, it's really good because you can deny those soldiers, you can deny those demo bombs, you can sort of dodge and duck and dive and all that sort of stuff, and it's really good for your team if you can do that.
Sick reference. Anyway, the big thing I've noticed between these stats is that look at the difference between these medic stats here. Raf and Ombrak, they were having a bit of a hard game, at least over on the side of Bro, where Raf just couldn't stay alive against the force of nerdRage. This either tells me that the coordination isn't quite there for Bro, or overall the plan is going so well for nerdRage that they're just plowing through them and nothing stopping them. Uber chargers, medic stands, whatever. Everything's just going hunky-dory for nerdRage.
Yeah, well, you've got to look at it this way. I mean, nerdRage have been a LAN team for a couple of years now, maybe 3 or 4 plus, and they've just they've got that synergy. They all know how each other play. They sort of mix together all the time, I'm assuming, and they've been playing countless ETF12 seasons. So they've just, I feel like they have that synergy down that if someone goes in to do something, they all know exactly what they're supposed to be doing. They all know their place on the team, and I guess that's always going to be a great advantage at a LAN event where sort of the tensions are high and everyone's really wanting to win.
Yeah, nothing's really jumping out at me at these medic stats at all. If we head over to the team stats, where we get a glimpse of some of those rounds that worked out favourably for them. Look, see, there is 1-1. So at some point they felt like they could have maybe made a game of this, but then it just, I don't know, somebody sneezed or turned off the monitor or just went to the toilet at the 9-minute mark and just left the team for dead.
Yeah, it's really good from them to get even around. I think I was watching a wee bit of the first game while you and Hipfire were casting, and I don't think they dropped a single round in their first match. So, I mean, an infinitely better performance when you really think about it. But still, it's such a difficult team to push against, I guess. I mean, you were looking at all the opportunities they got, but it seemed like most of the time, apart from that one last push that they got, nerdRage were coming out on top almost all the time. Yeah,
so we've got some of Gentleman John's extended stats here. Team Fortress TV exclusive, do not steal. But they are going to show the insight of how well nerdRage were doing. And as you can tell by the whole blue of the screen, they were just completely walking all over. I don't think there was ever a single point of the entire map where they were challenging nerdRage at all, despite that one round added in there. You see a little smidgen of red over on that midpoint, but that's just mid-fights, man. They won a few mid-fights.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to happen. I mean, if you look at that, the whole map is just completely covered in blue. I mean, they were just dominating all over the place. Like,
I mean, they pushed them back a little bit last. You see a 10% there, so there was some resistance. You could see a lot of the fact that when they did fight back there, and they completely crushed them, they would crush them on the mid and then not even fight at second. They had to give up second so many times over on Bro. So, I mean, they did the process thing where they're holding that last point. Well, it's more like a Team Fortress thing. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard, I guess.
Yeah, you can see there.
When you sort of are holding on mid, and if you get completely wiped, it's basically just straight onto a last push, so there's nothing they could really do there. I mean, but it was a strong performance out of nerdRage, and there's nothing you can really say to deny that, really. But yeah, they were just all playing incredibly well, sort of outdoing their counterparts on the enemy team, which was what you want to be doing.
Look at Dream, just did not have a nice game, did he?
No, definitely not. It's always
the life
funny.
Of a roamer.
Yeah, it depends on. I guess it depends on how your roamer plays a game. Because a lot of the time it's either.
It just seems very two-dimensional, really. It's just like, oh, we're at a stalemate. What does the TF2 manual do? Say we have to do here?
Roamer die.
And then you flick to the page and you're like, oh, right, we need to throw the roamer in. Okay, Dream, go in.
Yeah.
Oh, he died. That's it.
I mean, it's one of those things where you think. I mean, the bombs were doing all right sometimes. Like he was getting in, sometimes getting the force on Ombrak, but it wasn't really happening too often. I mean, he was getting in there, and there was quite a number of times where he was basically in the skybox because he was just jumping straight into a sticky trap or jumping straight into a scout, and there was no effect from what he was trying to do. It was like the rest of his team was kind of like, go die now, rather than sort of coordinating any sort of spam.
Right, well, that is our log portion. I guess, I'm not sure how much time we've got until the next game. I see you've got the game there, so maybe we can have a quick peek at when all those players start joining in. I actually do have some other little stat pages. We never got to them because when we turned up here, all the players just started playing and we're like, oh, no time, we have to go. But I guess we can sneak in a few reports if you'd like. We can actually look at some of their progresses made across the game so far. So I'm just going to set this up here. Hopefully this will all work out. All right. Open that one. Close that one. And
production
ready
on site.
Behold.
There's not a whole lot of beholding going on.
There we are. See, behold.
Excellent.
nerdRage versus, look at that name, it's so huge it actually goes off the screen.
Oh my god. Do you want to ever hesitate a guess at what it completely says?
I know it means golf course. I think it's Limoges. That's like a place in France somewhere. Limoges golf course or something like that.
Oh right, okay. So they just named themselves after
is what
a
I
golf
punched
course
in to translate.
Excellent.
I have no idea where that name originated. The French really like to have the wordier names, it seems. But as you can tell, these are some of the impressions how well they've been doing throughout the tournament, and it seems the majority of pulling on the side of Bro has actually been Alien. He's been really the cleanup crew for his team. See that huge bar there, the 29%. That is such a...
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see from the side, but yeah, he's getting a lot of kills per minute. He's getting doing a lot for his team. I mean, that's what you're really looking for in your scouts, I guess. I mean, you can see there, Blade on 25, and what is it? Neo got a bit of a messed up name there because of Eva.
TFTV does not handle French anything, it seems.
Yeah, you can see Neo's sort of doing that more classic Happy-Cool sort of staying with the medic, not going chasing frags. He's just stopping people from getting onto the combo. I think that's the kind of role that he's playing, where Blade really just goes in and he just tries to frag as many things as he possibly can. But yeah, Alien Smiley really pulling out for his team, getting all the kills that he really needs to be getting.
Right. So... all right, I suppose that's report time over. You know, I was just really hyped about using those reports while we have them, because I just don't want them to go sweeping under the rug. So I'll unload them around about now. So we'll go back to our wonderful faces while we're waiting for these the last few players to rejoin in. It seemed to get the match started, they start immediately. To get the second game started, they're taking their sweet time.
Yeah, we always got this. I mean, I think it was just a bit of a unfortunate timing on our part of just not being around the desk at the right time, but yeah, it looks like all nerdRage players are in the server. We're eager to go, but the name of the golf course, I won't butcher it any more times, but I'll just call them the golfers. We could call them the golfers. That would make it easier.
Oh no, I like bro. I'm going
to give them the bro fist.
But this is my host skills are somewhere deep inside me is telling me, we're supposed to go to predictions round about now, but I'm not sure if there's much we could yield from these predictions here. It seems almost has to go without saying.
What is your prediction for this map?
I don't know, man. I mean, Bro versus nerdRage. After that first game, I think I'm going to have to go with nerdRage here. Just maybe.
Any thoughts on the score? You want to throw anything
out? If we can't predict who's going to win, we can predict how quick it's going to be.
How many minutes will it be?
Probably, like, keep in mind, this is their map, essentially. Like, I've got a piece of paper here. So, with all their home maps, and this is their map, Bro. But they didn't do such a great showing on this. They actually lost this map quite convincingly against Wind Tunnel Tactics. So, I don't know, man. I'm going to go with... I'd imagine it will be another 5-0, but I think it'll be slower. I think it'll actually go to like 28 minutes or something like that.
Fair enough. I think it's kind of interesting how they're doing the maps. Is it just you pick your favourite map and then you play that?
That's it's called home and away, they call it.
Yeah, it seems a bit strange because... I
think if you've just been watching too much football and he's like, we need to pick maps. How do we do that? I've got it.
The home stadium, yeah. Because you would think when it comes down to the elimination rounds where you go to the pick your best of 3 maps, you'd think that maybe gives you an advantage, even knowing what the enemy team's home map is. If they pick it multiple times, you're just going to straight up ban it.
Maybe it's one great debate where you're just picking any old map, and if people think, that's going to be a map they like, and they're going to waste a ban on it or something like that.
That's true. I mean, there's a lot of tactics, I guess, that can go around just on the map pick. I mean, for nerdRage, so far in the tournament, it doesn't seem like it seemed to affect them that much. I mean, they've dropped a single round throughout the whole tournament, and that was in the last game. So they've definitely been showing up anywhere that they seem to be placed on. But yeah, it's more for the other teams, I guess, where we saw that first game between the Brits and the Frenchies. That it was quite a close map on Gully Wash. It was 1-1, I believe. Yeah. And then on here, we're seeing that there's not really any. It's still quite close when you're actually watching it. It's like a lot of situations where there's the stalemates, where there's things actually happening, but it's quite difficult to sort of gauge off of a
TF2 is a cool game when it comes to its score lines. You could, if you just looked at the logs all the time, you would think loads of teams were better or worse or something like that, when really it could all be quite closer than it seems. But
looks can be deceiving.
Indeed.
Yeah, but it looks like we're getting.
I mean, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. This is the group stage after all. It could used to, I suppose, like if you were at LAN or something, you just called them 4 scrims. But it's still a little bit important.
Yeah, I mean, the seeding definitely is important. I mean, you don't want to be putting yourself in a position where you're in 4th place just because you didn't want to try in the group stages. Because then you're going to be against the best team potentially.
Yeah, straight off the bat.
I mean, if you wanted to go that tactic, I mean, you could potentially force an upset win. You throw all the matches in the one and then.
Wow, that's not even like you're not even going for the money, the personal money yourself. You just want to deprive an enemy team of the money.
Yeah, it's not that you want the money; it's that you don't want other people to get it. Yeah, I mean,
I get fun from everybody else having no fun.
Yeah, I mean that's a bit of an extreme way of doing it, I guess. But I mean, if you really wanted to go into tactics, maybe that's something people would think about. But
I don't know. This is
hopefully that's not what anyone's going for today.
This is the echo chamber for these extreme tactics in TF2. I bet we'll never see such tactical minds play.
I'm creating drama as we speak. You never know. We'll be into ETF2L next season.
Yeah.
One team barely getting into playoffs and then winning it all.
What do you think of this format then? This whole the home and away thing. Would you like to see it maybe more in the future? Maybe for more like one-off cups or something like that. Times where you need like short bursts.
I mean, I guess it makes some things a wee bit easier because you're like, you know which one you're going to be playing because it's like, this is the home map, we're going to scrim this map and get really good at it.
Yeah.
But that, again, it's like, there's like, 7 maps in the pool.
Yeah.
You should really try and play as many as you possibly can because eventually, if you always do this home map sort of style thing, then people will just scrim the one they want. They'll take the win on that. And then
they're just going to win by drawing.
Not going to play anything else. And then every game would be on process probably. But apart from that, I mean, it would just be... I think it's an interesting thought, but again, I think it does sort of promote that.
I know. I was kind of curious when I first heard it. My first immediate question was like, what happens if one team just picks up like the same map or something like that and would have to... I mean, what a scenario it would have been if there was like everyone picked Snakewater and we're just like, oh, we're headed to Snakewater. Time for some more Snakewater.
2 Snakewater games in a row. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I think everyone would just they would start resigning at that point in the tournament.
Just start going home, just packing up, and like it's just like a one-night cup now at this point. But I hope. I mean, I take it in the best of 3s or the best of 5s or whatever they're decided to do. It'll be more of a pick and ban system.
It would just be you're playing typical ETF2L, ABB.
Excellent.
And
then we can play Process Snakewater and another map.
Yeah.
Because it kind of looks like... no, actually, we've had Badlands, we've had Gully Wash, so we've got a reasonable variety of maps. I mean,
the ones that have been stood out are really the ones that nobody's really shot by, Granary not being there.
Yeah.
Product, Reckoner, nobody's shocked that these maps haven't turned up. They're just not popular communicators.
Yeah, it's not like they're even bad maps, most of them, they're just other favorites. But as we were talking about that, it looks like we have started. Alright, we're going to do a transition. Ready, camera guy? Damn it, it maybe looks good on purpose. Alright, so we're going into the game. Here we are, so it will be nerdRage versus Brocante. The Fleet Golf Limoges butchered. Alright, what's happening? Absolutely butchered. Cormac and Blade both behind there getting on the flank. This minute has pretty much as fast as the roll is where we need to oh my god already. That was a really good play. Cormac just bombed in behind them, got all that damage cleaned up, and then that was it. Jesus Christ, I literally
We have secured the control point. The final control point is being contested. destiny. Alert. The control point is being captured. Capture the control point.
Oh, whoa,
Oh,
we're
right
back,
then.
we're back.
Okay.
Oh my god, have you ever watched a game, zeFrosty, and thought, wow, this game is so phenomenal, I'm speechless for about 4 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I wish I was, but I have no idea what happened there. It seems a little bit of a technical hitch in the works.
No, man, I was so impressed with the nerdRage's play in that first round that I couldn't say a word.
You jumped up with excitement and
Yeah,
all the
pretty much.
cables flew
I took
everywhere.
a lap basically around the entire thing. I'm so tired.
You're clapping, cheering, and everything. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
get back into the game, I guess. Well,
All right.
looks like Clem has died, and they're on mid. That's all I can see so far. I mean, it looks like Blade is trying to get in through the kitchen area there, but Doll and Dream just cleaning them up. Very good from them, just to sort of stave that aggression. Trying to send in a counter-sack for Clem, but back into it looks like we're back into another stalemate here. I mean, the Brocante looks like they're on mid. They've got Clem up on that sniper, so maybe he's the one to watch out for. Maybe going to try and get some sort of sneaky pick onto someone.
Yeah, I thought they would have actually taken the aggressive avenue there. They did have like a slight pickup for a couple of seconds there, and that's all the difference it could be in FPS land, where the seconds just seem to go on and on. I thought they would have made the push with just the one-man extra player, but they decided to just go for the safe bet, put Clem on his sniper class, which he's gone back to so many times before, trying to find that pick, but can't seem to find it right now.
Yeah, he's just kind of shaping up around the saw area, trying to see if he can get any sort of opportunity. It looks like they're...
Blade, oh, sniper duel. Oh, he skims Clem there, but he's got so much of a buff, he can't go down, and Door's actually going to get the pick onto Medico instead, but both teams got a sniper. They can't really play off this too much.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like they're just going to have to do that classic thing where Prem players
Sniper duel.
shoot at each other.
Oh, no, they're not going to get the pick on each other after all. I'm too busy looking at all the snipers. I'm cutting out all the other action on the map here, zeFrosty.
Other things are happening, but they're not as important. And it looks like Doll tried to go in for the sack onto the sniper, trying to neutralize that threat, but instead he's gone down, and Clem is both being taken out as well. Elikor is going to be put a lot of pressure onto him. He's taken the Uber, and he's going to try and force it out. He gets a nice pipe onto the scout. He doesn't quite clean him up, and he's going to be hung out to dry by the rest of his team, and they're hightailing it out there, and Ombrak doing such a great job keeping on to that Uber, really working that great advantage for his team.
He's a man's man. He goes against the grain, thinks that, why do I need to pop here? Where most people just see the enemy Uber and they're just like, oh, it's my turn now. So, very nice from Ombrak, sign of a good medic. He's holding onto those milks, even in a scenario like that.
Yeah, that's sort of the difference between, I think, Ombrak and a lot of the medics, is that he is very good at holding onto his Ubers, making sure that in some situations where you don't need to use, he'll not use at all. But saying that, he's used it into the last push now, and Blade and Medical getting that massive tank buffs, and unfortunately, despite the fact that they go in there and get that one pick onto Doll back in the saw, the rest of their team has just completely died on the flank there, and they're going to have to just take up on grass and potentially give this up and go back onto mid.
It's Neo trying to go behind. He does go behind, but he's cut off by both Clem and Dream as well, so he's going to get cleaned up. No back cap for you, sir. He's going to meet the respawn queue with the 3-second point for Bro, so it's not looking quite grim. They can maybe make a comeback here, but we've seen a map just like this. Every time they took one step forward, it seems 2 steps back for Bro. But
yeah. I mean, they're trying to get in here, but they're not really putting most of their people in for the aggression. They were just standing up on that thing.
Nice surf by Raph there.
Yeah, it looks like they did eventually clean up and take that middle point, but they were just taking so long to get in there, and it was kind of a questionable play, because they could have just taken that height advantage and bullied nerdRage out completely, but luckily for them, Medico and Namtech both get taken down, and they're able to even roll this onto the second point.
Umbrak decides he wants to still hold on to this, and I guess why not? He has got the Uber, but he did drop his scout buddy, and now it's just Neo against 4 players of Bro, and they're trying to keep him bounced up in there, make sure Umbrak doesn't have an avenue to escape, but he still manages to weasel his way out into his base. So good news for nerdRage here. They're on the back foot here, it seems, zeFrosty.
Yeah, they are looking to try and get back into the groove of things, but it looks like the Bros are really getting to the swing of it. They've sort of figured out what they need to do to try and push them back to their last now. They just need to try and convert this push. We don't see any off classes on the side of the Brocante, not trying to get those sniper picks, but it looks like Blade has opted to come upon sniper, maybe try and take the head off of Raf's shoulders, but at the moment this demo man just standing perfectly still gets a free headshot off on him, but he was healthy enough that it didn't really matter.
Yeah, shame. Maybe a little bit too trigger happy. If he just played it a little bit more patient, he probably would have got the pick onto the demo man. But both teams have Ubers round about now. They just balls in Bro's court though. They need to just wait for them to make a move. It's just 1-0 up though, so
yeah, it does look like they're going to be trying to take this in left side. They've at least trying to sack Dream, and Elifor trying to get some sort of spam pipes out, but in the end it's just resulted in them taking a load of damage. Dream doesn't even die, he just goes in, takes 100 or so damage and then backs out again, and that's the end of that sort of push. They've completely had to give up lobby because of that, and now they've just given up so much room that Blade can potentially try and get a snipe. Have you seen
some of these sticks from Namtech here? He's actually preemptively put sticks on where the place where Dream would like to make his double jump from.
It's the next level play. He knows exactly where to put it. I think it is just one sticky that's just kind of lying about there, but Dream either way has gone down to a different trap. They were just made
distraction stickies for the drop down stickies.
Yes, that's what is putting stickies out there. Think that there's a trap, but there actually isn't. And Blade getting a nice shot into Clem. That's 2, 3 in fact down, and Amtac getting a massive pipe onto Dog. And now that's really going to be a great opportunity for nerdRage to try and push out there. Korvac was trying to go for some sort of flank, but looks like they're just going to wait for the combo and take this with the supercharge potentially.
Yeah, they're just hanging about, seeing if they can maybe span them out, but this is a dangerous place for them to stay. Medic might not even get out of this way. Raf is forced to use his Uber, and oh my god, they even capped the point anyway over on nerdRage now, so this Uber has been completely wasted to really make use of. You do see, I think that is is that? Oh, it's Clem. Clem was trying to throw his life
Neo
away
is onto the medic, and he's getting a lot of good shots, and he takes down Raf. Oh my god, that's really good from him there, and he might even get out, but the rocket jump of Dream was too much. Just trying to whiz past, and Neo puts his face in front of him, and yeah, that was really good from him. He got on that flank attack and put a lot of distraction and a lot of damage, and eventually killed Raf, and that was a really good play from Neo.
It was really weird. It looked like the golfers there just kept saying to themselves like, okay guys, we'll turn now. Okay, no, we'll turn now. How about now? We'll turn. Let's turn. Oh god, we're dead. So yeah. It's just, it looked really strange. Like they really wanted to make the turnaround so many times during all that fight, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, they were trying too hard to focus on 2 different targets at the same time, but and it just sort of lets Neo get in, and Ombrak has nearly got the supercharge up, and I think he knows that he's on an advantage, but they're going to try and take this in as soon as they possibly can, I think. I mean, Korvac is looking like he's wanting them to go left, while him and Medico and try and bomb in from the right, just keeping that spam. It looks like the Uber charge has been used on both scouts. They're trying to, they do get a lot of good picks. They take down the sentry as well, and take down the engineer, and it's just, they're playing it so slow, and all the damage is just going in their favour, and that is it. They've secured this round, and that is it, 2-0 to nerdRage.
That was a very comfortable heartbreaker round coming out from nerdRage there. Bro did have them up against the wall, but they just carefully strolled it all the way to their last. Very well played from nerdRage there. 2-0 up. Not even the pity round, it seems, this time.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for the blood. They want to just completely take them out of this competition as soon as they can. They want to maybe go and get a drink or something, but we do see here a massive bomb coming out of Korvac, and he's just doing such a good job of getting in, getting some damage and backing out again, but they're so passive on this mid that if Elicor just walks across, the aggression from Bros could really come out in their favor. But yeah.
Oh, Kolbak is the one that decides to break the stalemate first, but he's been punished for it. He does get killed off. Even the Namtak gets picked off by a random straight pipe there, and the beast has been unleashed. Bro is starting to go ham, but they're actually making some good trades here over on nerdRage. So there's just 2 players left. They actually pop off the Uber from Raph to just kind of pick up the little pieces here. It looked very worrisome for Bro. I thought they had it, but the turnaround, the focus fight from nerdRage, it was just enough to even things out.
Yeah, it looks like this mid fight is still kind of slowly going on, but it looks like Bro have had to completely give it up, and yeah, it was kind of unfortunate that Raph was in such a bad position that he had to force off his Uber, because they had the heals and they had the soldier, but the aggression from nerdRage after they lost Ombrak was just too good, and they were just cleaning up all the damage they'd already done, and it looks like they're going to be able to take off this midpoint from the Bros.
Alright, so they're just going to hold off closely now over on Bro to these doors. The golfers thinking that nerdRage won't have their Uber charge quite yet, and maybe they're not even predicting that they would have the Uber charge going into them. If they played it off a little bit quicker, I think Ombrak and Co could have actually caught them by surprise with that Uber charge. They did get it first, but just didn't know that they were a bit more skillful in building it.
Yeah.
Holding back on grass at the moment now.
Yeah, but it looks like they've taken so much position on grass that they're able to get in. Korvac going for the big flank, and they are forced out their Uber. Ombrak still hasn't used it yet, and he's holding on to it for so long, and they're just going to have to completely back out. Like, that's incredible. They use their Uber, and then the positioning of nerdRage is just so much better that they don't even have to use their Uber to kill off the other half of the team.
Yeah, they just make a complete dance of it. It looks like they're just not taking any shred of damage, even though they're occupying the same space, and they're just crawling over the last point. It looks like 3-0 on the scoreboard, but maybe in their eyes, and a little bit in my eyes as well, it looks like 5-0 in my heart.
Yeah, they're definitely taking control of this map after that one long round. It looks like they've really taken control of everything in every aspect of this game. I mean, their mids have been so good. Even when it was looking so dire at the end there, they still somehow pulled it out of the bag, got the force onto Raph, and then killed the rest of the team. But it'll be interesting to see what they do in this mid. We do see the soldier and scout in the top left here. Korvac jumping in onto the soldier that goes down to such low amounts of health, and Korvac doesn't pick him up but sacrifices his life for it, and that's just created such a good distraction that they're able to walk across the mid, and they're just wiping everyone up now, and Raph is going to have to try and get out if he wants to make anything of this.
Alright, so they will still walk away with that midpoint. I mean, Namtak and Ombrak still kind of have to leave Medico behind, but Medico, he still finds the rocket onto Raph. I thought surely Alien had to have cleaned that up. He was so low, but just couldn't find the ammo, I guess, in time to...
Yeah, Medico just dropped down from Saw and then got like a good 4 or 5 rockets off without even being punished for it, and then that's just going to be Raph completely crushed, and now the 100% Uber charge is in the favour of Ombrak, and if they play this right like they've been doing before, they're going to be able to take the second point for free and then use that Uber on to last and potentially get this 4th round gear on the board for themselves.
Again, just playing it patiently over on nerdRage, and it's paying off. I mean, they did have to use an Uber charge there, and mission accomplished, I suppose, for Clem and Dream. But I mean, at that point, when you're sacking so many people in to kind of get that Uber charge, you just kind of think to yourself, maybe that's just a good Uber for nerdRage.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it looks like the respawns, they played this so well. They just left 1 scout to cap, and they were already in last with that Uber charge, and that's going to be at 4-0. That's it's kind of questionable play there, sacking 3 of your players to force off 1 Uber, because it just means if they flow it like as fast as they can, then it's just a nice Uber, like a nice player advantage for pushing last, and it looks like they've done exactly that. They've got in and they've really converted the round that they should have definitely won.
And Bro truly keeled over at this point, like they're just begging for the mercy killing, and nerdRage are looking like the ones to give it to them. Like they've already picked off that first aggressive piece from Doll and Dream as well. That's the soldiers down, and look at these scouts just completely ripped face from Bro as well. No time to cap now. I need blood, said Medico, and I think that's Neo also chasing as well. Raph will still stay alive. He will push all the way back to the last, so he will maybe have an Uber charge in time for this last defense.
Yeah, whole of nerdRage were so aggressive there. They were still capping mid, and they were all on last, trying to force Raph with just a scout to protect him, but the rest of his team has come up, and now it looks like they should be able to hold this. If they were fast enough, and maybe if Doll wasn't dead, they could potentially try and push out there, the 2-player advantage, but instead they're just going to opt to build up that sentry with Clem and try not to make this a 5-0 as soon as possible. But the sniper from Alien versus the sniper from Neo, we'll have to see who's going to win this battle.
This will be interesting because Neo doesn't really get many chances to snipe on his team. I think most of the time it's thrown towards Blade, so maybe this is a chance to improve himself, you know, nominate himself as the sniper for the group. He just needs to pull off some pretty sick shots here.
Yeah, it does look like he's aiming towards that sort of typical sniper position, and the soldier has peeked, sort of giving away his sniper there, so they both know that they're up on sniper. They should be aware of this anyway, and Neo's going to try and position himself in such a way that he can't be seen by the sniper, maybe try and get that pick onto Raph, which would be really good for his team.
And he's peeking on this left-hand side, but again, that soldier's constantly just bombing that door, not giving him the room to breathe. Decides to eventually go downstairs, see if he can find the sight line there, and ooh, that was close. That was close. Oh, he keeps walking back and forth.
Oh, it does get a good pick on, good shot onto Alien. They're not quite able to take him down, but he does go to such low amounts of HP. But it's looking very close here. We're going to have to see. Oh, we do see both the flank players from nerdRage are pushing in here. They've had absolutely no punishment, and they're just taking this for free. Neo is getting so much room for his sniper, and they've even taken out the sentry.
He's taken that one, and they've decided to pop the Uber instead. They don't want to see where this sniper spree goes. He's getting quite a few domes here. Just waiting on the Uber charge to give way, and he doesn't really need the help anyway. The rest of nerdRage of cleaning it up on their own. 5v6 it seems. Well, it was 5v5 because Neo did get that first initial pick. So the Mercy Wall has been invoked. I can see nerdRage already coming over and just spying at the PCs. So 5-0 to them. Very well played from them. That is a clean sweep. They're going to walk away with all the points for this group stage, round 2. And yeah,
you've got to really give it to the nerdRage players there. That was such a good performance. I mean, you just see how they could so easily manipulate the enemy team into getting exactly what they were wanting. Like every time they were putting through a plan, they seemed to execute it so well. Like on that last, for the 4th round, when they got that Uber forced off, they were just like, okay, we'll just take this situation, we'll work with what we've got. They had those 3 picks, and they just walked through the top lobby and got onto last already, and it just made the most of it.
I am listening. I'm not being rude. I'm just getting the logs as well, because I'm the master control panel. It seems I'm getting all the power. So, who was your MVP? That is the question I always go to when it comes to buying time.
I don't know. There was so many players that you could really give it to. I mean, it's kind of hard. I mean, they were all just playing so well. But why don't we give it to someone on the losing team for once? Let's do that. Let's give it to Alien. Alien is the MVP.
I brought you logs.
All right.
Ready? Sick transition. Magical.
Wow.
So, again, we can do this old song and dance. Any particular mathematical things that catch your eye?
Let me just pull them up for myself here. It looks like the damage and the health. I mean, if you look at the KD and damage from Medico and Namtek, they're just such a solid combo, and even Neo as well. They're all 3 deaths on Medico, 4 deaths on Namtek, and then if you look at Ombrak, he's only got 1 death throughout the entire game. So you could just see that they've got such a strong combo on this map. They're like a walking tank. I mean, just when you've got less deaths than there were rounds, then you know you're doing something right.
That explains the entire game. I think like they were just going things somewhat slowly. Maybe towards the end it sped up a little bit, but the rest of the time they were just walking. People were bombing them and they were just slapping them down. And even if they did get a pick here and there, they would make the best of it, or they'd give too much to them. Bro, they would like throw everything at them.
Yeah, like even that one of the second last mid where pretty much everyone died on the side of nerdRage apart from the soldier, and then it was the scout and Raph that were left alive. And they just they played so ballsy that with such good position that they were able to force off that Uber and then still take the mid, even though the percentages of favor were not really with them. If Raph was able to escape there, they could have taken that Uber and lost mid off of it, but they just played it so well that there was nothing they could do.
My God, look how dominant that is. They've got almost a full 10k damage over the enemy team. They're triple, almost triple, I should say. Well, actually, probably more like double EU math. But 67 kills over the 28 kills. They just didn't really have it in them at all on their own map, it seems. Keep in mind, that was Bro's own map. The golfers just don't know how to pick their land.
Yeah, I know, right? It seems like if you swap the kills and deaths for the Bros, then you get about the same with kills and deaths. For nerdRage, they were just losing all the 1v1s. There's nothing they could really do.
God.
And
I don't think I've ever seen it like this dominant before.
Not even a single kill on
not even a mercy like bar.
No, there's no red on there whatsoever. It's
there's one
covered.
red. The one kill of Alien.
Alien got a single
managed
kill.
To sprout out, but not in Gentleman John's eyes. Like, nope, that's not good enough.
Nothing.
No land interest for you. So
it's crazy how dominant they were on that map. I mean, it just looked like any situation.
I was surprised that that's at 3%. To be honest, I don't think there was ever a point where they were contesting that last point, but maybe for that.
I think it was that second round where they did get onto the last
there was
point,
one
but
there you could see.
As soon as they beefed the last push, it just kind of seemed like nerdRage were able to sweep it from last to last and then take
very high conversion rate from nerdRage throughout the tournament here, so they're just flexing their muscles, very comfortable throughout all of this, despite the map.
Yeah, it looks like they just completely dominated. There was nothing that the Bros were doing that was countering them, and there was that one mid that they won, but after that, I mean, it just a complete and utter stompage. After that, there was no stat that you can really look at where the Bros were doing better.
Yeah, just having a flick through everything, and I believe there's not much really to go on and say. There's no massive revelations we could pull from the rest of these extended stats, so I'm just going to hide that away here. All right, so that's been our second round game. We're about maybe like a third through the day. Yeah,
we've got quite far through. I think we've got round 3 to go, and then we've got the lower bracket.
We've got the upper bracket semi-finals, both of them, and then we've got the upper bracket final as well today. So we're going to be here for a long, long time.
Yes,
I hope you've packed some sandwiches.
Yeah, I know, right?
Twitch. But
got your picnic blanket out.
I think there's no more to go on and say. It's been really, really fun casting. So we'll maybe switch up the casters for the next game as well. Keep it traditional. But otherwise, I've been TurboTabs. With me has been zeFrosty. We apologise for the late start at the beginning, but you didn't miss much. Honestly, it's fine. So this has been Team Fortress TV. We're just going to go for a small break, and we'll be right back after these messages.